Welcome to This Explainer. I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Listen to the quiet of your room right now. We're going to completely immerse ourselves in the chilling isolation of our subject tonight. We're exploring the incredibly unsettling case of a young man named Arav and looking at how a perfectly normal, quiet evening can literally unravel into absolute terror.
So picture this. It's 1:17 a.m. Arav is completely alone in a two-story house at the edge of town. His parents are actually hours away, visiting family for the weekend. And honestly, he's perfectly content in the dark, just lost in his headphones. Everything is completely fine, until the silence breaks.
You can almost hear it, right? Arav completely freezes. He slides his headphones off and just strains into the sudden, heavy quiet of his bedroom. Then the sound comes again. And it's the actual geography of his house that makes the reality of this so terrifying. See, he realizes the sound isn't coming from the front door downstairs. It's coming from his upstairs window.
Now, you know how your brain desperately scrambles for a logical explanation when you're scared? He's thinking maybe it's a tree branch scraping the glass, or just the wind. But as he pulls back the heavy curtain, logic completely fails him. The impossible reality sets in. There's no tree out there, no balcony, no ladder, just a narrow garden and a sheer 10-foot drop straight into the pitch black.
And that little split second of rationalization just shatters. His phone suddenly buzzes on the desk, lighting up the dark room, and the caller ID just reads unknown number. He answers it, totally desperate for a friend's voice to ground him. But there is nothing, just dead silence on the line.
Then, this distorted, completely unnatural whisper pushes through the speaker. It's a voice delivering one singular, chilling command. Don't look outside again. And before Arav can even draw a breath to respond, the line just goes dead.
Naturally, he tries to convince himself it's fake. He's thinking, okay, it's just my friend Kabir playing a really sick joke. So he immediately dials Kabir's number, but there's no answer. Instead, a second text lights up the dark. I said, don't look. Okay, this is definitely no joke. Moving really slowly, Arav steps backward and slides the deadbolt home on his bedroom door.
And then, a heavy thump echoes from downstairs. It's the undeniable hollow sound of something large dropping inside his locked house. Survival instinct instantly takes over. He reaches out, gripping a heavy cricket bat resting beside his desk, basically holding his breath as the house falls deathly silent once again. But out of that suffocating silence, he hears them. Slow, deliberate footsteps. Then, the agonizing creak of the wooden staircase. Someone is inside the house, and they are climbing higher. One step, then another. Arav's hands are shaking so violently the bat is almost slipping from his grip as he backs himself into the furthest, darkest corner of his room.
Desperate, he pulls out his phone to dial emergency services. But look at what happens. The Wi-Fi is completely gone. The cellular network, gone. There is absolutely no signal whatsoever. In a matter of seconds, he's been systematically trapped in a box on the second floor, completely cut off from the outside world.
The heavy footsteps finally reach the landing. And they stop, directly outside his thin, locked bedroom door. For a second, the whole house just holds its breath. And then, wood against wood. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. A soft voice filters through the cracks. And guys, this is absolutely the most terrifying part. The voice pleading with him through the wood isn't a stranger. It sounds exactly like his mother. The mother who was supposed to be 3 hours away. His blood runs completely cold.
Tears are burning in Arav's eyes. He presses himself deeper into the corner. He absolutely refuses to answer, refusing to acknowledge that impossible voice. And as he watches in just total horror, the brass doorknob slowly begins to turn. Once, twice, but the lock holds, and the turning abruptly stops.
I want to pause and just look at how fast his reality has unraveled here. The first tap of the window happened at 1:17 a.m. It is now exactly 1:22 a.m. In a mere 5 minutes, his entire world has collapsed into absolute inescapable terror. Just 5 minutes.
With trembling hands, Arav opens a new message that suddenly vibrates against his palm. It's not a text this time. It's an image, a photograph of his own bedroom door, taken from the dark hallway outside, mere seconds ago.
It's undeniable, digital proof that someone is standing inches away on the other side of that thin wooden barrier.
But then, a final cryptic text message arrives right beneath the photo. 2 words that completely make his heart stop. Wrong door. Let that sink in. Whatever is hunting him is telling him he's looking in the wrong direction.
Because the sound isn't coming from the hallway anymore. It's returned. Directly behind him. Right back at the window.
Slowly, Arov turns around, and he's met with an absolute waking nightmare. Suspended in the pitch-black rain is a pale face just smiling at him, pressed right against the cold glass, 2 floors above the completely empty ground.
The tension completely snaps. Arav screams, lunges forward, and violently yanks the curtain shut. And at that exact second, his bedroom door explodes open. He spins around, raising the heavy bat high above his head, and the house lights instantly blaze back to life. He's staring into a completely empty hallway.
He just stands there, trembling, gripping the bat until the sun finally rises. But when the police investigate at dawn, the whole thing is utterly baffling. There's no sign of forced entry anywhere, no muddy footprints on the stairs. And when they check his phone, the unknown number is gone, the cryptic messages are gone, the photo is gone, leaving Arov to genuinely wonder if he completely lost his mind.
The authorities find absolutely nothing inside the house. I mean, it seems like the textbook definition of a hallucination born of isolation and paranoia, right? Just a ghost story his brain made up in the dark. But right before the officers leave, they find one solitary piece of terrifying physical evidence.
They find wet fingerprints, but it's the impossible, physics-defying location of these prints that proves his nightmare was absolutely real. They are on the outside of his bedroom window glass, 2 floors up. That smiling face in the dark was real.
We've analyzed the terrifying events of Arav's night in this explainer, but it leaves us with one very uncomfortable question to ponder in the dark. If you are sitting alone in your room tonight and you heard a soft tapping at your upstairs window, would you have the courage to pull back the curtain and look?